Last time I saw Ben, he and I were on Kilborn, and he was talking about and you were talking about the Iraq situation.
Yeah.
Do you think that's going to come down soon?
Yes, not right away, but I think like maybe February or March, because I think there's a certain season when it's considered best for armor to move through the desert. And also, we just don't have enough men there now. It takes a while to move several 100,000 men across the world, and their equipment can't be done overnight.
Yeah, I always, there's a few things I enjoy about this. I like the idea, I've talked to you about this before, that we kick so much ass in our recent wars that we actually kill more of our own than the enemy kills.
Yes.
Which I thought, just by the way, historically shows that you have a very kick-ass military. Like, few hundred or a few thousand years from now, when they look back at this time and date and they realize that we end up, the enemy kills 38 of our people and we kill 127.
Well, but we kill tens of thousands of them. But
I know, but the point is, you know you're kicking ass when you kill more of your own men than the enemy does.
Well, Iraq is a country of about 8 or 9 million.
Mm-hmm.
It spends a couple of billion a year on defense.
Mm-hmm.
The U.S. is a country of 280 million and spends about 400 billion a year on defense.
Right.
They have almost no working airplanes.
Right.
They have almost no working tanks.
Mm-hmm.
It's not going to be that much of a competition.
And now, you tell me, Ben, in the past, we had to contend with Soviet-supplied MiGs and things like this. So we'd go into Vietnam or Korea, and we were going up against MiGs that were actually in some way superior to our aircraft.
That was in Korea, but not in Vietnam.
Well, they had MiGs in Vietnam.
Yeah, but they didn't have ones that were superior to ours.
Well, we kind of caught up a little bit by Vietnam, but they were comparable in certain ways.
They were comparable, and they had very, very good surface-to-air missiles.
But the point is this is gone now.
Yeah,
Soviets are not supplying these countries anymore.
Well, they would like to, but they're not supplying Iraq with jets. That's for sure. No, this war will be over in a matter of a few days.
Right. And what do you think of it?
I think Saddam is a crazy person who has dangerous chemical weapons and would like a nuclear bomb, and it would be good to get him out of there sooner rather than later. I don't want him to be... I think if he could, he would drop a nuclear bomb right in the middle of Tel Aviv, and I'd like him to stop. I think if he could, he'd send a nuclear bomb here in a suitcase and blow it up in downtown Los Angeles. I'd like to get him out of there right away.
And do you think that getting rid of him would lessen that threat?
Oh, yeah, it'll end the threat from Iraq, but there'll still be threats from Al-Qaeda, there'll still be threats from other terrorist entities, but there won't be a terrorist state right in the middle of the Middle East trying to get a nuclear bomb to use against civilized countries. That'll be gone. Well, there'll be Iran. Iran will be doing that, but I think after we've dealt with Iraq, we'll start to deal with Iran.
How popular do you think he is with his people?
They hate him.
They all do.
Not all, but the huge majority of them hate him. He's a brutal dictator. He shot a lot of them. He pours gasoline down their throats and sets a match to them. He's a terrible, terrible guy. He's a terrible guy.
Yeah, I agree. And for those of you who object to the war, when you really take a look at what this guy's done over the last, what's he been around for?
He's been around about 20 years.
20 years. These are atrocities.
He's a terrorist, and he's killed more Arabs than any other Arab ever in the history of Arabs.
Right. So
he is the number one killer of Arabs in the world.
Right. Yeah. So I don't understand what the objection